There are 3 traps personal trainers fall into when it comes to pricing their sessions. We're going to break down those 3 traps in this video and share a better way that has worked thousands of times for clients of ours from around the world. Trainers have no idea what they're doing when it comes to pricing, and I want to help them today. There's 3 different ways that trainers often set their prices, and all 3 are wrong. It sets them up for burnout and for being out of the industry in less than 2 years. That's what the stats bear out. Let's talk about the 3 ways and how they can do a better job.
Okay. We're also going to cover what to do instead, I imagine.
Yeah, I want to talk about what to do instead, but first I want trainers to be able to see the way that they chose to price broken down here so that they can understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling right now. Because it's so understandable and obvious as soon as you hear it.
Yeah. So if you fit one of these 3 pricing structures, there's something better to do instead.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first way that trainers will price is they look at what everyone else is charging. They say, okay, a session in my town is $85 on the high end, $65 on the low end. I'm going to charge $90. I'm going to be a little bit more expensive than everybody else because I think that I'm the best, and I'm going to give the most value. So we call this a little more.
Little more.
No, little more.
Little more.
Lil, like a rapper.
I got you. Little more.
Yeah. We're hip around here. Okay? Little more. This is $5, $10 more than the most expensive session in town. The thought is, I'm going to over deliver so much that people are going to want to come and work with me. Okay? This doesn't work.
Okay.
The reason that this doesn't work is because you're still priced too close to everybody else, where the market is looking and saying, why are you the most expensive version of the same thing that I can get for less money from someone else? You follow me?
This leads to the price shopping.
This leads to price shopping. People will ask, I can get that somewhere else for less money. Why are you $5 more? They won't even ask, why are you $5 more, actually. They're just going to turn around and say, thank you, I appreciate it. I can get this for less somewhere else. So a little more runs into the following problem. They're price sensitive.
Got it.
Price sensitive means the person who's going to work with them is price sensitive, and they're saying, it doesn't make sense to me to do this.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen trainers who charge $50 to $100 more than the next most expensive session in town that costs $5 more than everyone else have an easier time getting clients than the one who charges just $5 more.
So charging a little bit more than everybody else, trying to bring more value, like that doesn't generally work.
It's a mess.
Okay. So what's the second place people go wrong?
The second place people go wrong is the opposite end of the spectrum. A little less. So this person's looking at the trainers in town and saying, okay, the range is 65 to 85. If I charge 60 a session or 55 a session, no one's going to be able to argue with me on price. I'm the cheapest in town.
Right.
So it's easy for everyone to come and work with me. I'll just undercut everybody else. This person thinks that they're Amazon.
Right.
But they're a personal trainer working with people one-on-one. And so what ends up happening for this person is they end up in a situation where the people who come to work with them, A, aren't valuing the service the way that they want their clients to value the service. They don't have enough time in the day to eat, go to the bathroom, sleep, work out themselves, have relationships, right? And typically the client who's looking for the lowest price is going to be a transient client. They're going to work out today. They're not going to respect your time the same way that someone who's paying more money is going to respect your time, because they're actually not disrespecting you, they're disrespecting themselves. Right? So what happens here is when you're the person who charges the least in your town for a service, people start to compare you to things that are similar in price, but that give them a lot more access. So if you're a personal trainer charging the least money in town, you're similarly priced to the most expensive group fitness option in town that lets you come an unlimited number of times per week, where you don't let them come that often. Do you follow me there?
Yeah.
So now you have a different problem when it comes to making your sales. The problem that this person has is a lot of options for their clients. They're no longer comparing you only to other one-on-one people. They're comparing you to people who would give them something that's far more for the same price for the month.
Yeah, and just you're not getting people who are serious about it and working with the best types of clients.
Yeah, you're getting, I mean, lots of options, and I guess we could put a secondary thing in here, which is lower value. This is the value that they place on the work that you do.
Maybe you'll cover this, but I imagine you could put a third thing in there, which is just like, do the economics of it even work?
They don't. I mean, I can see someone having the argument against me where it's like, look, I train out of my garage. I charge $50 a session, and if I do 40 sessions in a week, which is a 40-hour work week, I'm making $2,000 a week, which is $104,000 a year.
Right.
What's wrong with that? My answer is 40-hour work week.
60 hours of work.
It's at least 60 hours of work, and that accounts for 100% attendance, and all of your clients coming back to back to back to back to back. You're working 9 to 5 or 6 to 2, whatever the times are, back to 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 back. Or you have 4 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. They're back to back to back to back to back.
Sounds awful.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody isn't coming, your whole 40-hour week is gone. Your ability to find new clients, very difficult to do because you're so busy training the clients that you have. Your ability to write programs that are really good for people, really low because you have too many people to write programs for. Your ability to live your own life, negligent. Your ability, most importantly, we've talked about this in the past, to think about your clients while you're not with your clients, which allows you to be great for your clients, 0.
Right.
Okay? So,
Spread thin.
yeah. This is my least
So
favorite.
what's the third category?
The third category is the middleman. Or woman. This person looks around the market and says, the most expensive is this, it's 85, the least expensive is this, it's 65. I'll charge somewhere in between, maybe a little bit less than the most expensive. I'll be like 75 to 80 bucks, right? What this person runs into is they're stuck in no man's land. They're more expensive than this person. They're less expensive than this person. Why would I come and see you? What makes you uniquely valuable? Well, I'm going to give you more than this person does for less money and a lot more than this person does for a little bit more. That's the only argument that you can really make when you're the person in the middle, right? And now this person has a very hard time figuring out what their unique proposition is to people who are thinking about working with them. Except, I just want to charge fair prices and do the right thing by people. It's like, okay, well, you're such a kind person, but you're going to be waiting tables in 2 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So this person's problem is no identity. Follow me there? Okay. So now, what I want you to understand is that trainers who set up their pricing model by going a little bit more, a little bit less, or right in the middle, all fall into the same trap. And that is that they set their prices based on what other people in town are charging, without ever even looking to see if the other people in town are able to live the lifestyle that they would want to live for the prices that they are getting.
Right. Like basing my pricing off of yours, not knowing if you're profitable at all.
Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
Oh, Jimmy charges 60 bucks a session. Yeah, well, Jimmy lives at his parents' house.
Right.
And even now, he can't buy dinner for him and his girlfriend.
Right.
Right? Oh, well, Jane charges 85. She seems to be doing fine. Yeah, well, she's not.
Right.
Right? Her dad's floating her rent.
Right.
So there's a lot that goes on here that people don't consider. And the issue is, this is always how it's been. It's like the whirlpool that sucks trainers down. That's why most trainers are out of the industry in 2 years or less.
So what should trainers do instead? If it's not one of those three.
Yeah. Quit rushing me along.
All right.
I'm gonna get to it. I'll get to it now. I'll make you happy. I'll get to it now. We're gonna go a different color here. One of my favorite ways to think about pricing is something is worth whatever somebody else is willing to pay for it. And so what you need to be able to understand is, what would somebody else be willing to pay for what you're offering, or even frankly want to pay? When I signed up to work with a martial arts instructor 3 days a week, one-on-one, I asked him, what does this cost? And he started by telling me it's $60 per session. And I said, no, I'm not paying you $60 a session. His immediate move was, I'll do it for $50. And I was like, I'm not paying you $50 a session. I can't really do much less. I'm like, dude, I don't want to pay you that little because I want you to be responsible to the time that we say we're going to train. I want you to be prepared for when I'm going to come in. I want you to feel the gravity of every single session, like it's as important as the money that I'm spending on it.
That makes sense.
I said, what's the most that you'd be willing to charge me? He had never been asked that question before.
I bet.
So he said, 70? I'm like, does 70 make you uncomfortable? He said, yes. I said, fine, I'll pay you $70 a session. He said, okay, deal. I want you, the trainer, to be a little bit uncomfortable about the amount of money that people are paying you for every single session, because I want you to feel the responsibility of that session to the client. Mm-hmm. You follow me?
I do.
If you feel like this is totally worth this, you're gonna lean towards mailing it in as the mundaneness, whatever the right word is there, starts to seek in. Mm-hmm. If you're thinking, I can't believe this person's paying me this much money, you're gonna feel like an imposter chasing your own tail. I'll get to exactly what to charge in a second. Don't you jump in just yet, all right? I want you to be as nervous as the client is when they pay you. I want you to feel the same weight of difficulty to feel like you can rise to the occasion as they feel difficulty to believe that you can when they pay. Mm-hmm. So we have a formula that we give to coaches that we recommend is the floor for what they charge in any market.
Before you get to that, what I'm hearing is you're recommending charging typically a lot more than most coaches probably charge.
Here in Long Beach, our sessions are on average $70 to $75 more expensive than anybody else in town who we didn't train.
Sure.
And when I say train, I mean who didn't come through ALP with us.
Got it.
Okay? Stay right there. This is distracting me. Keep that in. Okay, we take care of each other around here.
That's right.
So the second most expensive session in town besides our students, who, by the way, this is good for trainers to know also. We have students who we train in the town that we run our brick and mortar business. There are so many people who need the kind of help that we train trainers to provide that we, with 5 full-time staff at our brick and mortar, are successful, very. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 other trainers in this town who work full-time as trainers in different businesses who have gone through our education, who are all also successful trainers.
So, and they're all charging a lot more than most trainers in the area. So my question here is, if charging a little bit more doesn't work, why does charging a lot more work?
The reason why charging a lot more works better than charging a little bit more is because when you're charging a lot more than everybody else, you become a category unto yourself where people become curious what makes you worth that kind of money. If I'm $5 more than the most expensive session in town, people just think of me as a little bit more expensive for the same thing. If I'm $75 more than the next most expensive session in town.
People are wondering, what is he doing? What is that?
People want to know, is something wrong with this guy, or does he have something that I don't understand and need to learn about?
Yeah. They can't think it's the same thing they could get somewhere else.
That's right. My favorite question is, why do you guys charge so much? It's my favorite question because then we get to explain to people the value that they actually get when they work with us. And once we do that, it's
the difference is obvious.
Our closing percentage, I believe, is 83%.
Okay. So how do we
Let's
actually
get to the math
calculate
really
this?
quick. So this works for wherever you are. First things first, we have a floor of $100 per session. I don't care if you're in rural Minnesota, South Dakota, wherever it is, you need to be getting $100 a session. That's the absolute floor.
Okay.
Follow me? Now, for suburban, the floor, and sometimes the cap, depending on your comfort zone here, is going to be $150 per session. The reason why I say this in suburban areas is because people will get price shock in a lot of areas if you're above this using the formula that we're going to teach you in a second. And we don't want price shock. We want surprise. We want curiosity. We don't want you're insane.
Sure.
Okay? So for full transparency, if there's no training session I would ever do again for less than $300.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't even do one for $300. It's not worth the time for me anymore. But I'm sharing that because I would charge that anywhere that I go.
Okay.
I'm confident I can get it. But if you're charging 55, 65, 75 today, you're not jumping to 300, so I'm not really concerned about that conversation just yet.
Okay. So if you're at $55, $75, $85 per personal training session, a good floor is $100.
A good floor is 100, and a reasonable top is 150.
Okay.
Okay? Now, this is in suburbia.
Okay.
If you're in cities, you're looking more at like a $200 per session floor.
And I imagine there's exceptions to that.
Yeah, this is, again, if I'm in Manhattan, I'm probably closer to $500 a session.
Okay.
I'm not selling sessions. I'm selling
Okay.
like the year of work.
So how do I figure out what mine should actually be?
Simple math. What I want you to do is go on Google or wherever you like to look and look up your median household income in your zip or in the zip that you want to serve. Median household income.
Okay.
Okay? That number, let's just say, is $60,000 for our simple math. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to multiply $60,000 times 2. Okay? We're left with $120,000. What we're going to do next is we're going to add 10% of this. If you're new at math, it's totally fine. All we need to do to add 10% is take these first two numbers, in this case, and add them to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So 120,000 plus 10%, 10% of this would be 12,000. We're now at $132,000. Follow me? Mm-hmm. Now I obviously can't charge $132,000 per session.
Right.
So I'm going to divide this number by 1,000, and I'm left with $132 and a dot 00 per session.
Okay.
$132 per session is what I would be charging in a market that does $60,000 per year median household income. The way you find that for wherever you are, median household income times 2 plus 10%
Okay.
divided by 1,000, that's your price. If that number ends up being in a suburban market, 185 or 260 because you're in a really high income area, you might want to cap yourself here. And I say that because if you're like, it's so much money, you're not going to be able to move it. Remember, you should be as uncomfortable as the client is paying. 150 is a price that you're going to be able to live off of,
Yeah.
that they're going to be comfortable paying. But you can go as high as you feel like you can get.
So let's say you're at 132. Do you do any discounts off of that or packages, anything like that?
We used to recommend that. I don't recommend that anymore because you're still selling the same amount of your time, and the amount of time that you have is finite.
Okay. If I'm a coach watching this, I might be going, how the heck am I going to get someone to pay me $132? How could it be worth it? What would I be doing that's actually worth $132 per session?
That's another video. Find around here to click on it and watch.
Or go to activelifeprofessional.com.
Oh yeah, you can go to activelifeprofessional.com and
that's exactly what we help coaches with, right? Is
I-
how to actually be worth those types of prices.
Yeah, I think to close this thing out, a lot of trainers think when they're coming to us, we're going to teach them marketing and sales and coaching skills and all that kind. And we are. But the reason why the coaches who we work with have such a simple time getting prices like this in markets like this is because we teach them a skill set that is valuable enough to demand it. And coaches who haven't been through our education oftentimes don't know what they don't know about the gap between them and someone who we've taken through our full program.